You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now is 8 o'clock, time for another great hour of the music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s Nostalgia Show. 60s Nostalgia Shows are kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Cotter and Stevens have been in the Wairarapa for a long time, many decades, and they have been providing a great service and quality workmanship in the electrical field, whether that be commercial or private, and also dab hands around the dairy sheds or farms in general. So if you've got a electrical problem or you want something looked at, give the guys and girls at Cotter and Stevens a ring, and they'll be around straight away. Nothing really planned for the show tonight. We'll have a couple of tracks from the feature LP. We'll cover a few milestones, and then we'll just take our pick of the songs that I brought down. But if you'd like to hear a particular song, artist or band, just give me a ring here on 3780255, 3780255, and I'll see if I can dig it out for you. Meanwhile, let's sit back and listen to the Shadows, the rise and the fall of Flingelbunt, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm opening the show tonight with this particular track. Right, we'll get straight into the milestones, and on this day way back in 1939, and this lady's still running around full of life just at the moment. It's the birthday of Tina Turner, and here's River Deep Mountain High.
When I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I've ever owned. Now I love you just the way I love that rag doll, but only now my love has grown, and it gets stronger in every way, and it gets deeper. Let me say, and it gets higher day by day. And do I love you, my oh my? Yeah, river deep, mountain high, yeah, yeah. If I lost you, would I cry? Oh, I love you, baby, 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 baby. When you were a young boy, did you have a puppy that always followed you around? Well, I'm gonna be as faithful as that puppy. No, I'll never let you down. 'Cause it goes on like a river flows,
Ike and Tina Turner there, River Deep, Mountain High, to celebrate her birthday today. And what is that? 1939. So she's 82. And just a spring chicken in relation to Tina Turner. John McVie from Fleetwood Mac was born in 1945. So he's 76 today. And I thought we'd play one of the big popper or poppier songs put out by Fleetwood Mac in the 60s.
I got a black magic woman, got a black magic woman. Yes, I got a black magic woman, got me so blind I can't see that she's a black magic woman and she's trying to make a devil out of me. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Yes, don't turn your back on me, baby. You're messing around with your tricks. Don't turn your back on me, baby, 'cause you might just break up my magic stick. Got your spell on me, baby. You got your spell on me, baby. Yes, you got your spell on me, baby. Turning my heart into stone. I need you so bad, magic woman, I can't leave you alone. Yes, I need you so bad. Darling, I need you, darling. Yes, I want you to love me. I want you to love me. I want you to love me. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Black Magic Woman there, Fleetwood Mac, just to celebrate John McVie's birthday today. On this day in 1968, Cream played their farewell concert at the Royal Albert Hall in London, and also on the bill were the bands Yes and Taste. So that's not a bad sort of lineup for a concert. On this day in 1973, the former bass player for the Shadows, John Rostill, died aged 31. He actually joined the Shadows in 1963, replacing Brian Locking, who had been in the band only for a short time. He replaced the bassist Jed Harris in the year before, in 1962. So Brian, and his nickname was Licorice for some sort, some sorts, licorice, all sorts. But Brian Locking was only in the Shadows for about 12 months. And the Shadows continued along with John Rostill on a bass until they broke up at the end of the 1960s, and then he started his solo career and toured with several artists, including Tom Jones. He was also a songwriter and contributed to a lot of the Shadows songs, and also wrote as a solo composer as well. And the song we've got lined up is a joint effort by the Shadows in 1964. He then went on to write for other artists such as Elvis, but also Olivia Newton-John, and he wrote Let Me Be There, If You Love Me, Let Me Know, and Please Mr. Please, which were all monster hits for Olivia Newton-John. He died in his home studio on the 26th of November 1973. He was found dead from barbiturate poisoning in his recording studio by his wife and also Bruce Welsh, and the coroner recorded a verdict of a suicide while in a distressed or depressed state of mind. There's some confusion about the actual cause of death because the early reports said that he was electrocuted, so that is a bit of a mystery. But we'll go back to 1964, the Shadows, and a great song called Rhythm and Greens, and after that we'll have a dedication for Di. The Shadows here, and Rhythm and Greens. And next up we'll play this song for Diane. I think we'll also play it for John and Raywin over in Chester in the UK, as winter starts to set in on the UK, just as summer is starting to set in New Zealand. So hopefully you guys are keeping safe and warm over in Chester. John is a great fan of Cilla Black, and so is Di, so we'll play You're My World, and then we might actually have a track from Let It Be.
You're my world, you're every breath I take. You're my world, you're every move I make. Other eyes see the stars up in the skies, but for me they shine within your eyes. as the trees reach for the sun above. So my arms reach out to you for love. With your hand resting in mine, I feel a power so divine. You're my world, you are my night and day. You're my world, you're every prayer I pray. If our love ceases to be, then it's the end of my world for me. With your hand resting in mine, I feel a power so divine. You're my world, you are my night and day. You're my world, you're every prayer I pray. If our love ceases to be, then it's the end of my world, end of my world, end of my world for me.
Cilla Black there, and the song called You're My World. Brought the time to 19 minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM. And last night signalled the release of the long-awaited documentary called Get Back, and that documents the Let It Be sessions of the Beatles way back in the late 1960s, in fact in 1969. The documentary series was edited and flashed up by Sir Peter Jackson and taken from around about 56 hours of film, and he's managed to boil that down to 3 episodes, and the one last night was about 2.5 hours long, and meant a pretty late night for me by the time I got home. And so if you hear a bit of silence during the show, you know I've nodded off. Interesting things I took out of part one were it was always said that the Let It Be sessions were a record of a band breaking up, and it was a totally miserable time. But what I took out of part one was that the Beatles were there, and in fact were having a great time trying to work up songs that they could put into a concert they were going to do. And it seemed the only one that spat the dummy was George Harrison, who got a rather precious when John Lennon and Paul McCartney were trying to work out a part for a song, and that's when he up and left the band. But other than that, there was the normal hijinks that the Beatles always got up to, plus also some, you would say, robust discussions about songs. But that was something that happens in close friendships or close relationships, and so I saw nothing really wrong with that. The other interesting thing was that I picked up was the Beatles' almost telepathic way of picking up what was required for songs as they were trying to work out these songs, and the way that they just automatically just seemed to play and fit in with the others was something quite extraordinary. And the last thing I picked up was some of the songs they were trying to work through never appeared on Let It Be, the album, but a few of them appeared on later albums by George Harrison and Paul McCartney, plus also a couple of them appeared on Abbey Road. So I thought what we might do is play a couple of songs from the Let It Be sessions. Now, there's been all sorts of albums put out for the Let It Be sessions, and the one that I've picked tonight is the one that came out relatively recently, and it's called Let It Be Naked, and this is the version of the songs as they were originally recorded by the Beatles. And if you remember way back to then, after the recording, they brought in Phil Spector, the quite eccentric and nutty producer, who basically really destroyed the original album by putting in a whole lot of strings and his wall of sound and this, that and the other thing. So this album actually takes out all this rubbish, and it's just basically the Beatles playing and singing.
Words are flowing out like endless rain into a paper cup. They slither wildly as they slip away across the universe. Pools of sorrow, waves of joy are drifting through my opened mind, possessing and caressing me. Shakuru which dance before me like a million eyes. They call me on and on across the universe. Thoughts meander like a restless wind inside a letterbox. They tumble blindly as they make their way across the universe. Inciting and inviting me. Limitless undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe. Change
Beatles and Across the Universe, bringing the time to 27 minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical wizards down in Martinborough. Right, next up we'll have a track from the feature LP tonight, and I've got an idea. I've actually featured this one before, but we won't worry about that because it's a good LP. It was put out in 1963 by Jerry and the Pacemakers, and it's called You'll Never Walk Alone. And because we I don't play the hits from the artists on the feature LP, we won't be playing that one, but we'll play this track called A Shot of Rhythm and Blues.
Let's have a little bit of rhythm, woo! And a little bit of blues now. And on a swinging bass guitar one time. And then you got cold rhythm and blues. So if your hands start clapping, fingers start popping, your feet start moving around. Swing and sway when the band starts to play, real cool and way out sounds. And if you get the can't help it when you can't sit down, feel like you gotta move around. Eat a shot of rhythm and blues with just a little rock and roll on the side, just for good measure. Need a pair of dancing shoes with a lover by your side, then you know you're gonna have a lot of pleasure. Don't you worry about a thing. Start a dance and sing, and chills don't come up on you. And when the rhythm finally gets you and the beat hits you too, here's a thing for you to do. Come on, hey! I need a shot of rhythm and blues with just a little rock and roll on the side, just for good measure. Need a pair of dancing shoes with your lover by your side, then you know you're gonna have a lot of pleasure. Don't you worry about a thing. Start a dance and sing, and chills don't come up on you. And when the rhythm finally gets you and the beat hits you too, here's a thing for you to do. Here's a thing for you to do. One time, get a shot of rhythm and blues. Hey! Rhythm and blues now.
Jerry and the Pacemakers here, and need a shot of a rhythm and blues. Right, for the next couple of songs, we might just slow things down a little bit, and we'll start off with Dionne Warwick and a great song. No, we won't, because I changed my mind, didn't I? So we'll forget about Dionne Warwick, and we'll not go particularly slow either. It's the Four Seasons and Walk Like a Man, and then we might get back to Dionne.
Oh, how you tried
Next up, we'll go back to 1960 and Brenda Lee and a song called I'm Sorry. And after that, I'll play Dion.
I'm sorry, so sorry that I was such a fool. I didn't know love could be so cruel. Oh, 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 yes. You tell me mistakes are part of being young, but I don't right the wrong that's been done. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please accept my apology. But love is blind, and I was too blind to see. Oh, 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 yes. You tell me mistakes are part of being young, but I don't right the wrong that's been done. Oh, 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 yes. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please accept my apology. But love was blind, and I was too blind to see.
If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Make believe that you don't see the tears, just let me grieve in private, 'cause each time I see you I break down and cry. Walk on by, stop, walk on by, stop, walk on by. I just can't get over losing you, and so if I seem broken and blue, walk on by.
Dio and Warwick there with another beautiful rendition of a Bacharach David song, the song called A Walk On By, and that brought the time to 21 minutes to 9 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical maestros down in Martinborough. Right, we'll have one more track from Jerry and the Pacemakers, and we'll dedicate this one to John. I just noticed he's sent me a message, so I'll get back to that one very shortly, John, and just keep listening because you'll hear another Beatles song as well. But we'll have another one from Jerry and the Pacemakers and their version of Maybelline.
Why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You gotta start back doing the things you used to do. As I was motivating over the hill, I saw Maybelline in the Coupe de Ville. Cadillac rode on an open road, nothing I'd run my V8 Ford. Cadillac doing about a 9 to 5, bumper to bumper on the side to side. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You gotta start back doing the things you used to do. Why Cadillac pulled up to 104, my Ford got hot and wouldn't do no more. Sun got tired and started to rain, I tooted my horn for the passing lane. Rainwater blowing all under my hood, I knew that I was doing my motor good. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You gotta start back doing the things you used to do. Why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You gotta start back doing the things you used to do. Well, my motor cooled down, the heat went down, that's when I heard that highway sound. Cadillac sitting like a ton of lead, 110 half a mile ahead. Cadillac looking like a set of steel, and I caught Maybelline at the top of a hill. Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true? You're gonna start back doing the things you used to do.
Whoopsie, that caught me on hot though. I was busily writing a message back to John, and suddenly the music stopped. But anyway, we've managed to recover. Right, next up, I think we'll play another song from the Let It Be album, and of course, it would have to be one of the Beatles' greatest songs, a masterpiece, and it's Let It Be.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer, let it be. Oh, let it night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Oh, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
The Beatles there, one of the all-time great songs, Let It Be.
Oh yeah, don't want a four-leaf clover, don't want an old horseshoe. Want your kiss, cause I just can't miss with a good luck charm like you. Come on and be my little good luck charm. Ah, you sweet delight. I want a good luck charm hanging on my arm. To have, to hope tonight. Don't want a silver dollar, rabbit's foot on a string. Happiness and your warm caress, no rabbit's foot can bring. Come on and be my little good luck charm. Ah, you sweet delight. I want a good luck charm hanging on my arm. To hope tonight. Toss it across the bay. Your love is worth all the gold on earth. No wonder that I say, come on and be my little good luck charm. Ah, you sweet delight. I want a good luck charm hanging on my
Little Millie Small there, my boy. Lollipop before that, Elvis, and a Good Luck Charm brought the time to 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. And next up, we've got a song from 1962, Joe Brown, and A Picture of You.
In the night, there are sights to be seen. Stars like jewels on the crown of a queen. But the only sight I wanna view is that wonderful picture of you. On a streetcar or in the cafe, all of the evening and most of the day. My mind is in a maze, what can I do? I still see that picture of you. It was last summer I fell in love. My heart told me what to do. I saw you there on the crest of a hill, and I took a little picture of you. Then you were gone like a dream in the night. With you in my heart, my love, and my life. I didn't know your name, what could I do? I only had a picture of you. And you were gone like a dream in the night. With you in my heart, my love, and my life. I didn't know your name, what could I do? I only had a picture of you. Oh yeah, that wonderful picture of you. I'm left with a picture of you. Oh yeah, that wonderful picture of you.
Joe Brown there, and he was one of the pioneers of pop and rock music in the UK in the late 1950s and also in the early 1960s, where that song was a big hit for him. Just clicked over 7 minutes to 9 o'clock, time for one more, and we'll go out with the Kinks, and one of my favourite songs from the Kinks, the beautiful song called Waterloo Sunset.
Dirty old river, must you keep rolling, flowing into the night? People so busy, make me feel dizzy, taxi lights shine so bright. But I don't need no friend, as long as I gaze on Waterloo sunset, I am in paradise. Every day I look at the world from my window. But chilly, chilly is the evening time. Waterloo sunset time. Waterloo sunset time. Waterloo Station every Friday night. But I am so lazy, don't want to wander, I stay at home at night. But I don't feel afraid, as long as I gaze on Waterloo sunset, I am in paradise.
light flies round Waterloo Underground. But Terry and Julie cross over the river, where they feel safe and sound. And they don't need no friends, as long as they gaze on Waterloo sunset, they are in paradise.
The Kinks Sear and Waterloo Sunset, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which was kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough, and the program was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7. Right, that's my lot for tonight. Time to go home, and I should really have an early night and catch up with my sleep, but there's too much to look forward to later tonight. Still being played at the moment, second day of the first test between the Black Caps and India over in India in the smog early on the first day, but that managed to disappear, and they're playing on a pitch that you would have to say is very devoid of grass, and in fact it looks like it is going to be a bit of a mission to survive for the spinners on that pitch. That's going to turn dramatically very quickly. I noticed just before I came down, I think India were 6 wickets down, so that's not a bad effort, and hopefully we can get them out for a reasonably low total, because it's going to be very hard for us to combat those wily and talented Indian spinners. All right, quick look at the weather forecast for the Wairarapa over the next few days, and the fine weather it does continue. Tomorrow we're going to get to 23 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy, northwesterlies in the morning, and then light winds. And on Sunday, top of 22, partly cloudy, a few showers are possible in the evening, with nor'westers developing. And on Monday, becoming cloudy with a chance of a shower, northwesterlies with a top of 23 degrees. Not a great deal of sport on over the weekend, but I do have a bit of a mission in front of me. The second part of the Get Back sessions started at, or will start at 9 o'clock, and no chance for me to see that, so I'm going to go out and see my son Gareth tomorrow at some point, and watch that program. And then of course the third part is on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, so not quite sure just how we're going to fit that in, but certainly we want to bash it out over the weekend. An intriguing series, there's no doubt about that. And John over in the UK, if you do get a chance to look at it, it will be well worthwhile. So other than the Beatles and maybe getting out into the garden again and attacking the weeds, I haven't really got too much planned for the weekend, other than I've also got to fit in watching the cricket from India as well. So a bit of a logistical nightmare just at the moment. Whatever you have got planned, looks like the weather is going to be settled and fairly warm over the weekend, which is good news. That means you can get outside and do all those jobs that are on those particular lists that your loved one will have prepared for you, and she or he will make sure that you actually do them, and probably have a post completion review. So whatever you got planned, take care, and take care during the week. We'll catch you next Friday night at 7 o'clock with the Blues Show, 8 o'clock with the 60s and Nostalgia Show. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, which broadcasts all over the wonderful Wairarapa on 92.7 and elsewhere via our website arrowfm.co.nz. The time is now 2 minutes after 9 o'clock. Time for some commercial-free Kiwi music.